Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is 𝐏𝐫𝐤𝐚𝐥𝐬. If you're new here, if you're not, thank you once again for being here. So the first video I ever posted on YouTube was black author black books recommendation, and that was 8 months ago. So I have come back with more books with more black authors, and this one, it's a lot. I'm quite excited for it. It's just a lot, so I'm going to try to speak quite fast so I could get through all of them, but I'm really excited for this one. We have YA, we have hockey players, we have princesses, we have a marriage of convenient. Yeah, let's get into it. The two first one I'm going to talk about, they are by the same author, and she doesn't write anymore, and I don't know if she's still alive. I don't know if she's still well or anything. I just know these two books started my obsession with reading, and I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. This is played in Jason and Kyra, or is it Kira? I say Kyra. But these two books, I have never seen, not anybody mention these two books, and I'm very upset because I'm just like, am I the only one that knows about these books? Because they are just like the perfect YA. I love them. I read this in 10th grade, and then like I think when I was going to 11th grade I found this. I'm just like, oh my gosh, she wrote another book, and I read this, and I honestly, every single time that I feel like I'm going into a reading slump, I pick them up. It's so sad that she doesn't write anymore, and I mean, I searched the whole internet to see like if she doesn't write anything. She doesn't, and it's so sad. But you can find them on Amazon, because I bought these copies on Amazon because my high school one was just gone. But let's talk about this one first. I feel so connected to Kira in this because she is a little brainiac. She's into her school stuff. She's not really popular, and Jason is a very popular kid. He's in the basketball team. He's like the high school basketball star, and so everybody knows him. Like, they know of each other but never really talk, you know what I mean? Until one day they got paired up in like this chemistry class. I think it was a chemistry class, or is it like, it was like a class. They had to do a project together, and Kyra was expecting Jason to be the most dumbest jock she ever like talk to. She's like, oh my god, we're going to fail because he's like a basketball player. He's not smart. He's not this. And then she started talking to him, and this man was quite smart, and she's like, oh, wait a minute, that's okay. And he brought her out of a shell, and she taught him stuff. Like, I honestly love this book. Beautiful book, beautiful story, beautiful YA, black love, black everything, black family, black friends. Amazing. I love these books, and this is one played by her also. My sister had to give me permission to read it because of the back, like the word kissing, and she's like, let me see it. And then she read it first. I went home with it. She read it first. She was like, okay, I guess you could read it. I was like in 10th grade, and I'm like, why did she do that? But something happened that was like not really spicy, but like a little bit spicy. Something was said, but she was just like, why do they have this in your school? You know, I'm like, I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but I'm happy she let me read it, because till this day, if anybody knows me, they will tell you that my favorite book of all time, played by Diana Dixon, like since high school. It's such a beautiful, wonderful, funny YA story. They are both in high school. This is about Ian and Kylie. Ian was the popular boy. He can get all the girls that he wants. He just that boy. He was just like, oh, I could get her if I want to. I could get her if I want to. He was handsome. He was very popular with the girls, and he had a group friend, and they were just like, yeah, sure, you could do that, you could do this, but like, let's bet though. Let's have a bet. Like, we'll choose a girl for you to get with, and if you can get her to fall in love with you in 3 weeks, and you can sleep with her, you're the king. I think they were gonna give him money or something like that. I can't remember, but he was just like, oh, bet, sure, let's see it. Like, he was thinking that they're gonna choose like a very cute, like, you know, girl, and they're like, I bet. They were looking around, and they're like, all right, Kylie, let's get Kylie. And he's like, wait, no, why are we doing this? Like, you look at her. They got together and things happened. I love this book. I really do love it. Like, these two YA books, no one ever talk about them, and I need people to read them. I need people to know they exist. Yeah, the author doesn't write anymore, and I'm like, I hope she's okay. If she's not, you know, bless the Lord, she's safe and sound. But like, these two books, it's a shame that she only wrote 2. I'm going to do this thing where I say what songs remind me of these books. I have some on my phone. I cannot say I'm going to say a song that reminds me of all of them, but most of them I have a song for. But this one reminds me of like Almost Love. Like, I feel like Jason and Kira reminds me of Almost Love because it was like such a nice teenager-ish. It was such a nice little cute song. I don't know, I really love it. I feel like the two reminds me of Almost Love and Teenage Love Affair by Alicia Keys. This is what they remind me of. This next one is honestly criminal that nobody talks about this. Like, I've seen 3 or 4 or 5 people talks about it on TikTok, but it's not enough. It's this. I love this book so much. I think my husband and I went to the beach and I like swallowed this up. I love this so much. The only way I feel like I could explain this without spoiling it, Tyson got in trouble and he had to go live with the Nnenzi family who like knew him when he was younger. He had to go live with them, and he was friends with Nnenzi when he was younger, but right now they like hate each other because she kind of like felt like he left her when they were 7. But like honestly, I feel like the only way I could fully explain it is just like think of Will Smith as Tyson and like Ashley Bank, the Prestige, the like rich girl, the very like like I know what I want and this is what I want, as Nindy in this one, but like none related. I think it was so fast-paced, so incredible, so funny too. Yeah, I really like it. Nobody ever talks about it and I want people to talk about it and I want you to read it because it's a beautiful YA love story. So my week with him, I didn't love this as much as I thought I was going to. I liked it. Like I liked it a whole lot, but I don't know, something in this was missing for me. I still very much rated it like a 3.7, like going into 4, but I didn't love this as much. When I tell you I thought I was going to love this, I thought I was never going to stop talking about it. Yeah, because I love like Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by this author, and I love Confession of a Good Girl Diary, Confession of a Good Girl. I just love that book. Like top of my favorite book last year. But this one, I feel like I wasn't as connected to Nikki as much as I kind of wanted to somehow. But this is about Nikki and Malachi. Nikki and Malachi are best friends. Best friend, but they kind of like recently stopped talking because Malachi asked someone else to the prom, someone that they both really like. She doesn't like, and Malachi is her best friend, always have her back, always there for her, and so she's just like, all right, good. Kind of like running away to California because she has this big huge opportunity where she could make it into this girl group, and so she wants to be a singer, so she's going to California. She's like running away, and the night where she was going to run away, actually her mom ended up kicking her out of the house. So like even bigger reason for her to just like peace out, like bye. The mom ended up kicking her out of her house because her sister V lied to the mom saying that Nikki did something where she didn't. But the night where she's running away, she had to go to Malachi's house and she wanted to say like a last goodbye to him. Last whole while. She goes to him and the girl he asked out is right there. So she's feeling some type of way. She's like, oh, okay. Right. Bet. I'm just gonna go. She was mad. She gets in the car, about to go, and Malachi hears from her friend like she's running away, she's going to California, and he goes to talk to her to like calm her down and stuff. And then he's just like, stay with me for this week. My parents will be in Mexico all spring break. Stay with me, and if you still want to run to California at the end of the week, I promise I won't stop you. I won't try to stop you. Just do me the solid. Give me this week. Can't I say put in the car and drive? It was good. It was cute. Honestly, I just didn't love it as much as I loved Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry by her and Confession of a Alleged Good Girl. But I still think like other people read it and fall in love with the story. It just wasn't it for me. Like the way I read my book, right? I read it like 6-star, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star. Like 6-star is like I will never stop thinking about you, like you in my bloodstream, you know, you are me, I am you to the T. 5-star is like this was really cute. It had the egg factor, is cute, you know, I'll think about you. Somehow I'm pretty sure I'll forget about you, but like if I see you, I will remember. 4-star is like, oh, she's cute. Missing some of the X factor, but she's cute. And then 3-star is just like, she alright. You know, like this is it. And I feel like 3.7 is like between she's I and like she's cute. Like if I see her, I'll try to remember little details. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. But a song that reminds me of this is Fast Car by Tracy Chapman. This is my ultimate, like my favorite lyric, my favorite melody, my favorite song of all time. And when I was like reading this, I could not stop thinking about Fast Car because in Fast Car, the character Tracy Chapman is singing about is running away from home. So it goes with the theme. These 2 books, I honestly don't really know how to fully describe them because they are just so well written and like I don't know how to fully describe it. Like I don't know. This is a love story, but like I feel like it's so much better than that. Like I don't have enough words. I'm not eloquent enough to fully explain what this book did to my soul. Like adore this book. I have recommended this book to literally every black man in my life, my husband, my brother. Honestly, I just want everyone to read this book, but I feel like just my husband will love this. It is so perfectly written. It is so lyric. It's like a poetry. You're reading it and you have like those jazz song thing in your mind. This is how I read it. I read it and I had jazz playing in my head because it's so well written. The characters in this book are nameless. Like, I cannot tell you his name or her name, but you don't even realize that up until like you in the middle. You're like, wait, what is his name? Did he say that? Did he say his name? Did he say her name? But you like okay with it because it's so beautiful and well written, and you just like and shocked by everything. And we have this one. This one you can see. I don't know if you can see like the amount of time, like all of this is quotes that I live by, quotes that I know if I'm ever in a bad mood, I could just open and get a little tap and this will make me happy. Somehow I know if I'm ever going through it, it's like you see the blue quotes, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in there and this is going to make me feel better. Love and Color is mythical tale from all around the world retold in modern English. And while you're reading this whole thing, you sitting there like, I am in love, I am angry, I am everything I did not know that I am. But like reading this book makes me feel all these things. It's written like poetry because it's like mythical short story. So it's honestly like a long version of poetry, if that makes sense. It's again like one of these books that you can't really explain to people more than just saying how you feel reading them. And I feel like I was shattered, my soul was shattered reading some of the like short story in this, but then at the end I loved every single one of them, and I loved how I feel at the end. Yeah, it's one of those books that you can read in like 2 days or something, and yeah, it's beautifully written. And this author also wrote Honey and Spice, which I haven't read, but this makes me want to read Honey and Spice because of the way that she wrote it. I do not have one single song for this book. I have a whole album, and the album is I Left My Heart in Ladera by Terrence Martin and Alex. Reading this, the whole album is playing in my head and I'm just like, yeah, it just reminds me of it. And also like the same album also reminds me of this. Honestly, these two books, perfection, so beautifully written. I love them. This one is a sequel of American Loyalty by Tracy Lafsay. I am really happy to say this is my signed little copy. Like every time I open this and I'm like, it's signed. I'm very proud. This is a sequel. In order for you to read this, you have to read American Royalty, which went crazy last year or the year before on Book Talk. So honestly, you've probably seen it or probably read it, but if you haven't, American Royalty by Tracy Lafsay is basically like the modern, or like people say it's honestly the modern tale of like Harry and Meghan, but I don't see it that way because I don't want to picture them reading this beautiful story. I'm sorry, I just don't. Let me make up my mind who you look like, okay? Let me do that. This one, we still follow Jemison and Danny. This one, honestly, the conflict in this didn't really make sense because I was sitting there like, why are we having this as the big problem in the book? We could have so many other ones other than this. However, the way that Jemison and Danny love always make me laugh. I was a fiend. I was sitting there like, wow, this man really loves this girl. I was really like, I'm happy for you. I am happy for you. If I wasn't in love myself, you will make me hit love because he loved her. He really cared for her. And I was just like, I love that for you, babe. If you haven't read American Royalty, Jemison is supposed to be like a UK prince, obviously. And Danny is a rapper in the US. And they met in the first book, fall in love, and all of this, and a lot of things happen. And at the end of American Royalty, he made a very, very impactful decision. And then in this one, we just follow the decision that he made and the conflict that comes with it and everything like that. One of the things I loved about Jemison is how much he wanted to protect Danny. Like it was like Danny over everything. King stuff, prince stuff, grandma, queen stuff. He did not care. He wanted his relationship and Danny to be safe from the public, from everybody. And I love that. And I just feel like the reason why this wasn't a 5-star for me was the conflict, the big conflict of this. I did not care for it. Give this a 3.7 also. I just personally like the first book for me was a 5 star. This one, I have not read this one, but it's okay. It's a part of a series. You can read them out of standalone. But this and the series I haven't read. I just want to talk about this author. She wrote Sunny Disposition, which I read like a couple of months ago. Loved that book. I'm excited to read this one. This is Team Player. It's the second book of her series Mindle Hawks. It's about Sim and Adrian. It says, residence playboy Samson thinks he can beat me at my own game. The hockey captain truly believes he can stop playing the field for longer than I can start having one night stand. And Samson says, my bet with the woman hockey team captain feels like an easy win. 3 months pretending to be one woman kind of men. Easy actually. Somewhere along the line, I start taking my role too seriously. This semester isn't the time for me to get distracted from my main goal, ensuring my team gets a fair shot this season. And I'm assuming they fall in love. I'm assuming and praying they fall in love. We know they're gonna fall in love. Team Player by Deanna Gray. She's talked about on TikTok quite a lot, but I feel like any time that I have the chance to talk about a Black author, I will. Deanna Gray. She has more books, but I've read Sunny Disposition and I'm going to read this. This next one is The Princess Bride. This is a 3-part series. I have the first one, but I listened to the second and the third on Audible. But the whole series is about Odette and Gail. Gail is a spoiled playboy prince whose family is in desperate need for money. This is a marriage convenient between an American Harris and a like playboy prince who's like going broke, like extremely broke. She's an American Harris who can only get her inheritance through marriage. According to the family, they are perfect for each other. According to each other, arranged marriage have no place in modern time, and this could not possibly work. When I tell you I love these 3 books so much, like J.J. McAvoy honestly writes the perfect Black like princess story type of thing. I don't know, I always enjoy her books. This is not the first book I read of her. Like I read the whole series, and I read another story. It's called like Aphrodite and the Duke. I also read that, and she also have another one which is like still like older time Black princesses and kings and stuff. Honestly, always enjoy her book. And I also read Black Rainbow by her. The whole series is a 5-star for me. It went from like enemies to friends to lovers, and obviously like marriage convenient. It was really good. I enjoyed this throughout. I enjoyed it so much, and her writing, it's so good. And yeah, I really enjoyed this whole series, The Princess Bride. If you haven't read it, if you have Kindle Unlimited, I think it's also available in there. But yeah, the whole series, beautiful. This next one is called Western Wave by Brittany Cherry. This is also a part of a series, the Compass series, but this is about Damien, whose grandfather died and left him his inheritance. But in order for him to get his inheritance, he has to get married through this woman that he's never met. Damien's grandfather was basically like Stella, like Step's father. Grandfather died, and they left a will, and in the will he says that if they get married with each other, then they can get like the inheritance, like the money and stuff. But if they don't, the whole money will be donated to charity. And Stella could honestly truly use the money. Damien just comes like, this is not happening. This one has the trope of Grumpy to Sunshine, Fun Family, and also a Marriage of Convenience. This one I read in one night, and this is by Alexa House. I've talked about her before, and she is still one of my favorite authors. Literally the writer I would go to if I need something quick, something nice. The only thing about her books is that they are sometimes too short. You end up wanting more. Like, okay, what am I doing with 200 pages? What am I doing with 230 pages? Like, did you run out of ink? Why wouldn't you continue this? This was really short. And the first one of the St. Louis series, this is about Malik Jones, and it says Malik Jones, hockey is his wife. Everything and everyone else is his mistress. When unexpected responsibility lands in his lap, the balance of his world is disrupted, changing the way he sees everything. Basically, Malik is a hockey player. He is married to his career. He doesn't care, all of this. And then one day, his father, who abandoned him, who did not care for him, broke out on him with his mother and like have a whole nother family with another woman. Like, he gets a call and he's like, hey, your father died. And he's like, oh, okay, dang, that's sad. And they're like, yeah, he also left you to be the guardian of your half brothers and sisters, so can you come pick them up? Or they will go into like the adoptive thing, you know, you need to come. And so him and his girlfriend goes, and he's just thinking like, wait, what on earth is going on? Like, my whole life just changed. What is this? What on earth is this? And so now he's like a like obviously a half brother to these kids that looked up to him, but he doesn't really know because he like this was his first time learning about these kids. But like they was just like, oh my dad will always talk about you, dad will always say how proud he was of you and all of this, and he's just like, oh funny, because we never talks. But like okay, but like the kid will have like his jersey and all of this. And the girlfriend wasn't a fan of the children. She was not a fan. She wasn't a fan of them. And he was like, okay, what are we doing? Are we sending them away? Like, are we keeping them? And he's just like, I mean, yeah, they are my family, I'm gonna have to keep them. She was like, no, this is not it. And then this girl, she walks in, let's hire her as the nanny, like the babysitter. And who did he end up falling in love with? He ended up falling in love with her. So yeah, don't judge people. But yeah, this was such a quick read. This is why I say like I don't understand why she will have me fall in love with these characters, and it ended in 202 pages. It was not enough, Miss House. It wasn't enough, but I love her books. I will put more of her books up here. I think she's one of the authors that I just want more people to know about, because like if you want black love, black beautiful story, black everything, like literally black fashion, black this, blackity black, you will find this in the book of Alexandra House. That is all I have right now. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one, and hopefully you'll get one book out of this whole thing that I did. I filmed for a whole hour and 30 minutes. I am exhausted, but thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Have a beautiful, wonderful rest of your day, and yeah, God bless you.